friends, welcome back. I'm Elaine and I'm living with autoimmune disease. And for today's video, I wanted to tackle the 5 misconceptions of autoimmune disease that I deal with the most. Number 1, you must be all better because you did something yesterday. But then why can't you do something today? Well, much like the moon, autoimmune disease waxes and wanes. So, like the moon is full one day, our autoimmune disease can be full one day and totally wipe us out, and we're not able to do much that day. Like the moon wanes and it's just a little sliver in the sky some days. Some days that's the way our disease is, and that's a good autoimmune disease days, and we're able to do a little more. And it doesn't mean that we don't push through those bad days and pay for them the next day. Autoimmune disease is not predictable. We can't predict every day how we're gonna feel. Some days you'll see us do more than other days. But if I could plan my autoimmune disease, I would. Number 2, well, you work, so you must be fine. You must not be that sick. Well, a lot of people with autoimmune disease work. We don't have a choice. A lot of us have bills to pay, and for those warriors that are on Social Security disability or disability plans through their insurance or state disability plans, they will tell you that the income is not that much. People think that people are getting rich off these disability plans. They're not. So a lot of us have to work to make ends meet. A lot of people are single parents. Personally, for me, I work because I need my health care. Healthcare is extremely expensive. Our prescriptions are extremely expensive. Our specialists are extremely expensive. And autoimmune disease comes with a myriad of specialists and prescriptions and things we need. I need my health plan in order to pay those. Number 3, my cousin's sisters, friend, brothers had that, and they did this, and they're all better. Well, all autoimmune disease is not the same. And one patient with the same diagnosis can have that disease manifest in 2 different ways. Somebody who has rheumatoid arthritis might be able to go out and run a mile, while somebody else who's dealing with rheumatoid arthritis might have difficulty just walking to the kitchen to get some water. Disease presents in different ways. Different bodies are affected with different organs, different joints, different things. And just because that worked for your cousins, sisters, brothers, friend, whoever, doesn't mean it'll work for that person. Although we do appreciate the interest in our disease and the interest to help us feel better, it might not work because every autoimmune disease looks different. Number 4, I heard that if you change your diet or you quit eating that or quit drinking that or start drinking this or start eating that, you'll feel better. Unfortunately, autoimmune disease is a problem with the immune system. Sometimes that can be affected by diet, but most autoimmune disease is not something like celiac disease, for instance, which is an allergy to gluten due to your immune system. Well, if you cut the gluten out of a diet, that patient usually will feel better unless they get gluten at a restaurant. Unfortunately, autoimmune disease such as lupus and rheumatoid arthritis and scleroderma, although your diet can affect maybe how you're feeling overall, it doesn't cure it. We need help pharmaceutically for that. We need help from our specialists. Cutting out something is not going to fix the problem. The problem might improve a little, and it might even be for a short time, and that may be for some patients, just like number 3, but it won't be for all people. For me, for instance, I tried to do gluten-free for a couple of weeks because I heard that it would help my joints maybe feel better. It didn't affect me at all. In fact, my husband said the only thing that was affected by me cutting out gluten was my attitude, and which I didn't become very nice. So I became a lot more nicer when I was able to get my hands back on sourdough bread. And number 5, well, you're too young to have that. Autoimmune disease is no respecter of age. People are born with type 1 diabetes, autoimmune disease. There are children dealing with inflammatory arthritis. Yes, even kids get arthritis too. That's an Arthritis Foundation quote. And teens deal with lupus. It's not a respecter of age. In fact, a lot of autoimmune disease happens in the prime of life. So a lot of times you'll see people 30s and 40s dealing with autoimmune disease. It doesn't mean that older people don't deal with it too, but autoimmune disease is no respecter of age. So these are the 5 misconceptions that I deal with the most. If you're a warrior who's living with autoimmune disease and you deal with misconceptions too, leave me a comment down below. What are the misconceptions that you deal with most often? And how would you respond to those to bring awareness and educate those around you? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in watching my life with autoimmune disease and you're interested in my tips and tricks with living with autoimmune disease or even just my fun adventures and you want to come along, please feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you. The more friends, the more better. And until my next adventure, go have yours.